Good morning, everyone. Um, we actually had a class before, and then there was an error in the recording, so it didn't get recorded. So therefore, for the recording's sake, I am repeating what we did this morning. So we're learning Mishna is Gittin, Parak Dalet, Chapter 4, Mishna Zai, Mishna 7. Hamaitzi es ishto mishum shemra lo yachzer. The person divorces his wife because of her bad reputation, which means she was rumored to have committed adultery, and this is why the husband is divorcing her. And the husband mentioned at the time of the divorce that this was his reason for divorcing her. That's why he's doing it. So we say, lo yachzer, he may not take her back, he may not remarry her, even if the rumor is proven false, which means the reason why he divorced her is gone. Nonetheless, Mishna says, the sages instituted, can't take her back. Mishum neder lo yachzer, the Mishnah continues. Mishum neder lo yachzer. If the reason why he divorced her was because she made a vow, again, he may not take her back, even if it comes out at the end that the vow was annulled. Now, what's the issue here? The issue here is like this. First of all, when a woman, let's say there's a rumor about her that she committed adultery, that means she has not been behaving properly. Therefore, that's his reason. I just want to stay married to her. If she made a vow, the issue is the following. He said that he could not live with a woman who makes nedarim. A husband would find it bothersome to have a wife who is not restrained from making nedarim, making vows meaning that she forbids something on herself, something that's permissible, she forbids it on herself, because nedarim can significantly restrict a person's behavior. And therefore, that's not a woman that he wants to live with. And therefore, when she makes a neder, he says that's why he's divorcing her. So in both these cases, when he gives the divorce, he mentions that he's giving the divorce because of the bad reputation, because of the rumor going around, or because of the vow. In both cases, we say lo yachzer, he cannot take her back, even though the rumor was proven false, and that the vow was annulled. We know that if a person makes a vow to forbid something, they can go to a sage or to a basin or rabbinical court of 3 people, and there's a process of possibly finding an annulment for it. Even so, meaning the reasons that he divorced her are gone, nonetheless, the Mishnah says he cannot take her back. Why is that? So I read to you from the explanation here. The rabbis were concerned that the divorced woman might marry another man and have children, and then the rumor will be found to be false or the neder annulled. It could take time for these things to happen, for the rumor to be proven false, for the vow to be annulled. We know that there's also a process for a husband that the day that he hears about his wife's vow, he can cancel it. That didn't happen here. But the point is, though, that at a later point of time, the vow was annulled. She may have gone to the rabbinical court herself to have it annulled. And she may, at that point of time, already been remarried and have children. And the problem is, the first husband might then say, had I known that the rumor was false, or that the neder, the vow, would be annulled, I never would have divorced her. Such a statement would imply that divorce was a mistake. And thus, she would not be married to the second husband, and the children from him would be mamzerim. And if he makes this claim, then as it says, such a statement would imply the divorce was a mistake, that she was not allowed to remarry, and that her children are mamzerim because she's married to another man. She had children from another man without a divorce from her husband. Therefore, for the benefit of the woman and the children, there's another example of tikkun olam, a benefit for society, meaning benefit for others. The sages instituted certain laws because of that. In this case, for the benefit of the woman and the children, we tell the husband before he divorces her that he will never be allowed to take her back. If he still goes ahead and divorces her, he surely does so wholeheartedly, and he cannot claim later that it was a mistake. And as the Bartanur explains, brought down here in the notes, if he divorces her despite the fact that he may never take her back, it is clear that he does so unconditionally. That's it. That's how he's divorcing her without understanding that he can't take her back. Thus, even if the rumor is found to be false or the neder annulled, he will not be able to claim divorce was a mistake because he knew that he can't take her back and he did it anyway. Okay, so that's the first opinion. Then we have the next opinion of the Mishnah, Rabbi Yehuda Oyemer. Rabbi Yehuda says, Kol neder she'yadu barabim, any vow that she made that the public knew about it, which means she made that vow in front of 10 men, lo yachzer. If he divorces her because of that vow, he cannot take her back. V'shelo yadu barabim, but if we're talking about that the public did not know about it, it was not made publicly, yachzer, then he can take her back. That's the opinion of Rabbi Yehuda. Okay, so if so, we have to figure out where's Rabbi Yehuda coming from. According to Rabbi Yehuda, the reason a man may not remarry a woman who he divorced on account of a neder is to punish her for being reckless with making the darim. That's the issue. The issue here is that the Tana disagrees with the reason for the first opinion, the first opinion we just mentioned. That first opinion holds that the reason why you can't take her back is because of the husband making his claims. According to Rabbi Yehuda, it's not about the husband. It's about punishing her for being reckless with Nadarim. This is something we want to prevent. Not a healthy thing. But the problem is she's being reckless for Nadarim. She does it publicly like that in front of 10 men. That's being reckless, and that's what we're trying to dissuade women from women from doing. And therefore, we say like this: if she was reckless with her, so that's the reason. The reason why you can't take her back is because women should understand. She should understand. Maybe because of that, she'll commit to being better, and therefore he won't divorce her. Or in general, for women to know that making a public vow could be a cause. If your husband divorces you for it, then he can't take you back. That's going to make sure that women don't do it. Therefore, Rabbi Yehuda says, but okay, that's in a situation of being reckless. If the situation is being reckless, that's what it means. A neder, a vow that was made in public, in front of many people, in public, that's called being reckless. That is where we say you can't take her back. However, if it wasn't reckless, it wasn't public, it was done privately. So in that situation, you can take her back. Because of the fact that we're not concerned that he's going to say, if I would have known, that she's going to be, I could have known the vow, that I never would have given her I wouldn't have given her the divorce. The point, he first of all, he knows, we assume he knows that he can take her to annul the vow. And if he didn't do it, that means he's doing it no matter what. And we're not concerned that this is going to be the issue. The issue is preventing this kind of behavior. And this kind of behavior is, again, a problem if she's reckless in her making vows, and it's considered reckless if she did it, but Rabbi, she did it publicly in front of 10 men. However, if she didn't do it then, and he said, I'm divorcing her because of that, but she wasn't reckless. And therefore, if he decides to take her back, he could. Now, Rabbi Yehuda does not, there's no distinction here, Rabbi Yehuda, regarding the case of the first part of the Mishnah, which is where he divorced her because of the bad rumor. In that situation, again, there is no, if he divorced her because of the bad rumor, he can't take her back, finished. And there again, the reason according to Rabbi Yehuda why he can't take her back is to prevent women from behaving in such a manner. Shouldn't behave in a manner that a rumor could spread about her. And therefore, according to Rabbi Yehuda, that's the reason. If he divorced her because of that reason, he can't take her back, and there's no distinctions. But in the case of divorcing her because of the vow, there Rabbi Yehuda makes the distinction between whether it was public or not. Okay, we're going to continue next time. Have a wonderful day and a wonderful Shabbos.